MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Well, if you're still trying to score a ticket to the sold-out Bobcat North Dakota State game, it's possible, but get out your wallet. How much it'll cost coming up. Plus, they show up at every call, yet they don't receive a dime for their efforts. Now, volunteer fire department numbers are dwindling, but what can be done to maintain this valuable piece of the community? The answer is coming up at 6:36.
A man is dead after a fatal shooting in Butte Sunday night. I'll tell you what I know coming up.
Good morning, Southwest Montana, 6:30. Still a little dark outside, but it will be warmer today, even on the first day of winter officially.
First day of winter. We're getting longer days from this point on. We're racing through space, heading towards spring, but it's going to feel like it today. Beautiful out there. Take a look at the current conditions, well above where we were yesterday. In fact, well above average for this time of year. Temperatures in the 30s here in Southwest Montana. A little breezy in Ennis. Norris Hill reporting 25-mile-an-hour gust of wind. Be careful if you're driving that way. I would assume we're going to see the same thing on the Virginia City Hill, Monida, Reynolds Pass. Just be careful if you're doing some driving around. It will be a little breezy out there today. Ashley mentioned it back in September 22nd. We started fall. It is now wrapped up. Today at 8:59. Becomes the winter solstice. That is the shortest day of the year. We'll only have about 8 hours and 40 minutes of daylight. The good news is those 8 hours and 40 minutes of daylight are going to produce temperatures in the 40s for Bozeman. That's pretty good. Yeah, considering we should be in the low 30s. We're 10 degrees above where we should be. Same thing for Butte, low 40s for today. A little cooler tomorrow, and then some snow for our arguably third day of winter. I have that forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
Awesome. See you, Chet. Well, the hottest ticket in Bozeman right now is now gone. Montana State says the MSU ticket allotment for the FCS championship game is sold out. MSU says there was a very limited number of tickets, and those were sold to Bobcat fans in the priority point process. They also note, though, that the NCAA will release additional standing room only tickets on January 3rd on the NCAA.com website. But of course, if you want to ask Santa or you've been saving up your travel time and dollars, there are still some sides selling on tickets. MTN's Andrea Lutz finds out the trip to Texas for the game between the Cats and North Dakota State Bison just get pricier the longer you wait.
Bobcat fans looking to travel for the national championship game down to Frisco, Texas, are going to have to be comfortable spending a little bit of money. When you actually get on the NCAA website to buy those tickets, you're looking at anything from $500 all the way up to $1,500 a ticket.
As the Bobcats advance, fans are eager to get on the road and travel to cheer them on.
It has been a crazy morning, which is exciting. You know, we're all happy that Montana's going to a championship.
Local travel agents are fielding call after call.
So this morning, there were 42 seats on the Bozeman package, and they're gone.
And those chartered fan flights are going fast, as Billy Ruff with Travel Cafe explains.
Well, that's why we're right now scrambling, trying to get some more seats out of Billings, possibly out of Bozeman. I know there's been some activity in other Montana cities. We tried to book just group travel, and it's partially full already.
But getting there is going to cost you. If you're booking a charter, you're looking at $1,800 roughly. That's for 3 nights, air and hotel, an alumni event, and transportation to and from the game. Or you could book it yourself. That flight's going to cost you about $700 round trip. Hotel on average is $200 a night plus taxes and fees, and a car rental, that's about $100 a day, even though there are cheaper options, including a bus, a tram, or an Uber. In all, you're looking at roughly $1,700 for that trip, only saving you a few bucks. But in each scenario, you're still responsible for a ticket to the game. But Montana fans are known to travel for FCS football.
They are diehard Bobcat fans. They probably were at the Den last night, and we all saw them on TV. And they are sometimes people with means that just want to go and be part of the celebration.
In all, as you navigate your own travel plans, Ruff has one piece of advice for anyone.
Especially this time of year with holiday travel, the best advice I can give people is pack your patience.
In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
And just this morning on SeatGeek, we took a check to see if there were some tickets available. There are for resale, but only if you're willing to cough up more than $600 for a corner seat. However, if you're looking for a seat midfield, prices begin at $1,000. Well, in Butte, police are still investigating a deadly shooting that occurred in a Main Street home Sunday evening. MTN's John Amy reports.
A 42-year-old Butte man is dead in connection with a shooting that occurred in the 800 block of Main Street Sunday evening. Butte law enforcement reports the shooting occurred just before 7 o'clock Sunday. Eyewitnesses say the incident occurred at this residence at 815 Main Street. The shooting victim was transported by A1 ambulance to St. James Healthcare in Butte, where he was pronounced dead. Police provided no details about the shooting, only to say that several people have been taken into custody and are being questioned in connection with this incident. One neighbor said the night before the shooting, she called the police to complain about a loud party going on at that residence.
This is what happened, and I knew it was going to happen. The night before last, I called on that trailer. I said, there's a bunch of druggies, and there's going to be a problem.
The neighbor claims she and other neighbors have complained to police about alleged drug activity and disturbances occurring at that residence.
That guy didn't have to die. That guy didn't have to die. If they would have just busted this house, that guy would still be alive. And that's the sad part.
The coroner has not released the name of the victim, and Butte Sheriff Ed Lester says no charges in the case have been filed, but does add that charges may be coming as soon as today. Well, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 1 in 5 Americans live in a rural area, and more than likely they rely on a volunteer fire department. However, those departments are getting smaller and smaller. In our series, To America's, Matt Pearl looks at what is causing the falling numbers and what experts say could be done to raise awareness.
It wasn't long ago the U.S. Census Bureau declared America a nation of small towns, but many of those towns have a big problem. They need firefighters.
When you start talking about two Americas, we're sometimes our own worst enemies because we don't tell people that we need volunteers too.
That's Steve Hirsch of the National Volunteer Fire Council. Volunteers are the lifeblood of most small town fire departments. In cities and towns above 10,000 people, most firefighters get paid. Volunteers are just 24% of the workforce. But in towns with fewer than 10,000 people, where budgets don't have nearly as much space, volunteers make up 91% of all firefighters. In many cases, they're the whole department.
And quite frankly, there's probably very few volunteer fire departments that don't need help. There are some that really struggle. There are a lot of places, especially east of the Mississippi, that rely upon fundraisers to make their departments work and don't get tax support.
The problem in recent years is finding new ones. The number of volunteer firefighters has remained stagnant for decades, while the number of calls to U.S. fire departments has tripled. The other challenge is finding younger volunteers. The percentage of firefighters older than 50 has doubled in the last 30 years. As for those under 30, no matter where you live, they're getting harder to find.
We also have to look at some non-traditional ways of recruiting people. We got to get a little bit better about that. We got to get better about recruiting women and minorities too.
In cities and larger suburbs, all of this might not be obvious. The number of paid firefighters is growing because bigger places are investing. And what it means to be a firefighter is changing. Most calls to fire departments aren't for fires, they're for medical aid. In smaller towns where hospitals are fewer and homes are more spread out, the bedrock idea of a fire department is on less stable ground.
There's not a firehouse out there that wouldn't take a plate of cookies. There's not a fire department out there that wouldn't accept a check to help pay for the needed equipment.
I'm Matt Pearl reporting.
The pandemic, inflation, emergencies, they all have a financial impact, and many people are finding they're in need of a loan. But there are unscrupulous lenders more interested in taking your money than giving out any. Mallory Sophistay tells us about advanced fee loan scams as we count down the 12 scams of Christmas.
People searching for personal loans are in desperate need of money, but instead of getting the help they're seeking, they end up giving their last penny, all while thinking relief is coming soon. Lenora Alston needed help with housing.
I was on a wait list for a place to move, so I was staying at a hotel.
Running out of money and time, she searched for a personal loan.
I got a text message from this company called Quick Loan stating that I was approved for the loan.
But first, they had to improve her credit. They made deposits into her account and asked that she send the money back on gift cards. She sent over $1,000 in gift cards, but still hadn't received the loan.
I'm at the store and I get the last card and I send them the money back. And when I did that, I went to go back and check my account and I was locked out of my account. I couldn't do anything. It just shut it down. The fraud company sent me a text.
Her bank intervened, flagging the suspicious transactions and freezing her account.
I don't know why I wasn't smart enough to think, why am I keep sending money back, and not getting anything.
They give you a plausible reason why you might pay a small fee. Then they might come back and say, my supervisor red flagged your loan. We need an additional collateral. We have instances reported to us which people have paid almost as much as what the loan value was.
Angie Barnett with the Better Business Bureau said these advanced fee loan scams can be devastating.
People wouldn't be applying for this if they didn't need the money. And then people go and tap out their friends and their family and borrow money against a loan that it'll never be delivered.
We tried calling the 4 numbers listed on Quick Loan's website. Most didn't work. Neither did their contact form. They're not licensed in New York. The business address is someone's home, and the FAQ includes a link to a different site, a registered lender in California with a very similar name. Quick Cash said their website was replicated. They're not at all affiliated with Quick Loan, and they've reported the site to the Federal Trade Commission.
I just needed, some type of funds just to get me out of the situation I was in. And it kind of screwed me over and put me in a deeper hole, actually.
Lenora didn't lose any money thanks to her bank's fraud department, but she did temporarily lose access to money in her account, and her personal information was compromised. She's now warning anyone seeking a personal loan to research the lender, check that they're registered in the state they're headquartered, and no lender will request fees before delivering the loan or guarantee you a loan. With your 12 Scams of Christmas, I'm Mallory Safaste.
And this is just one of many scams targeting holiday shoppers, job seekers, and travelers. To learn more about the others, head to our website.